So imagine that you just graduated engineering school and you go into the workforce, and a couple of months later, or maybe a couple of years later, you start reconsidering the path that you originally thought for yourself. You start thinking, okay, I have some experience. I don't think I'm going to be doing this forever. I kind of want to pivot. Do you get a bachelor's, another bachelor's, or should you get a master's degree? Here, I'm going to give you my perspective on this question that I found on Reddit and that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. And it says, I'm considering going back to school for a master's degree or a second bachelor's degree. Hi, I graduated a year ago with a bachelor's in computer science and have been working for the past year as a software engineer. I can't really complain about the job all too much. The pay was worth the stress of the school. I'm glad I made it out. I've been exploring where I should go with my career, and I realized that I don't want to go into management or anything, and I don't want to just write code and build apps. I've been watching tutorials and doing small projects on my own to learn about electronics, circuits, and other hardware, and exploring the space industry with the recent success of SpaceX and Blue Origin, as well as robotics and other stuff. My question is, should I apply to go to grad school to continue in a similar subject like computer engineering, or even electrical engineering, or would getting another bachelor's degree in, say, computer engineering be better? And this is a great question because it means that you are already thinking about your future. But the one thing to keep in mind is that you're only 1 year into industry. Personally, I know that you mentioned here in your question that you're not that interested in going into management or anything. And the one thing that is, I want to say that it's kind of normal to be when you're young and you're thinking, I want to deal with management, with the politics. And I want to say that's most people that I've run into. I'm a mechanical engineer, for those of you who don't know anything about me. And I've been in the industry for the last 10 years, going for 11. And I want to say that when I was much younger, I was in an entry-level position. I also didn't want to go up the corporate ladder in management. But now, after 10 years, you reach a point in your career when you start thinking, okay, you can only go so far with the salary that you have, and you can only take it so far. But then if you really want to break through that salary ceiling that engineers with a bachelor's degree have, especially when it comes to mechanical, then unless you have to get a promotion, or that's the best way that I've seen people increase their salary. You get a promotion, or you do something on your own business. But if you want to get to, personally, based on what I've seen, if you want to get to the high 100s, if you want to get to 200 and above, most people that are in those levels are part of management. And guess what? Most of them have a master's degree, as far as I've seen. All right, bachelor's or master's degree. I'm going to tell you right off the bat that I am more biased towards a master's degree, and I want to tell you why. In the last 10 years that I've been in the industry, I haven't met a person that says, you know what, I have 2 bachelor's degrees. Usually people that get 2 bachelor's degrees are people that are just coming out of school. People usually graduate with 2 bachelors. I haven't seen anyone go back to school to get another bachelor's. And this brings me to my next point here. When it comes to a master's degree, one of the best reasons to get a master's degree is because you want to pivot in your career. Before you could even consider a master's degree, because it's so expensive and the time commitment is so huge, I would personally try to pivot my careers with the experience and knowledge that I have. Maybe I can get a couple of certifications in robotics. I'm sure there's somewhere, someone or an entity that provides such certifications, or maybe you can get more practice that way with an online program. I would try to exhaust my options to switch industries and build up my qualifications to the new industry where I want to go to before I go for the master's degree, because the master's degree is almost like it's like your last resource, because again, the time commitment and the money. So what I would do, the first thing that I would do before I even go for a master's is try to switch and focus on my transferable skills, everything that I've developed in the last couple of months or years, however long you're in industry, and then use that to build my resume and match the job description of the industry where I want to go to. If you are really good at networking, I want to say that you can actually pull that off with no problem, or the difficulty is going to be less than if you're just going cold into a whole new industry when you don't know anybody, the barrier of entry, it's going to be a little higher. If you find yourself in a situation where you say, you know what, I tried applying to all these jobs, I tried taking online courses, I tried to beef up my resume to be eligible for this robotics position, more hardware related, me that I have a software background in your case, then at that point I would consider the master's degree. And the master's degree, it's more versatile. Also, you get paid, you can get it paid by the company where you work. And not to mention, a master's degree at this point in your career, I want to say it's a decision that can accommodate future changes in your mindset. Right now you say, I don't want to go into management, but maybe, who knows, down the road, you find yourself in a situation where you say, you know what, I kind of do want to go up the corporate ladder. I want to go get a master's. If that's you in the future, then you getting a master's degree would set yourself up really nicely for the future. So it's a very versatile decision that you can make and something that your future self may be very thankful for. So the one key, though, if you do decide to go for a master's degree, I would definitely try to get it paid for by the company. Absolutely. Definitely, for sure, I would not go back to school for a second bachelor's. For me, it really makes no sense. In the long run, a master's degree, if I'm going to get any type of degree, I would definitely go for the master's. It's more versatile. I can get it paid for by the company, hopefully, if it's something related to what you're doing, or you're going to have to take classes on your own. Or maybe you can, once you join a company that offers what you want in the long run, you can move there and then get that company paid for your master's. That's going to be more related to what you're doing. So that's my take on this question. If you have any others, you can let me know in the comments below and let me know what you would do.